before the video gets started, I just want to let you know if something slips out, let me know in the comment section so that we can get that sorted out as soon as possible. With that being said, but let's not forget the fact that it's huge. But with that being said, the message is pretty serious, and I'm glad I started with a joke like that because it's pretty ironic. You never, ever, in a social setting especially, you never, ever make self-depreciating jokes, no matter what the circumstances, to make people laugh. When you're making self-depreciating jokes, you're telling yourself that you value yourself lesser than these people's entertainment. So their entertainment is higher than your subconscious self-worth. You know, these self-depreciating jokes that go to such an extent where you're going on and on about like your time when you were embarrassed and stuff like that, and people having a good time, they're laughing, you feel like the main character. But what you're doing is trading a little bit of your self-respect. And the more times that you say these kind of jokes, so the more times that you say these kind of jokes, the more you're telling yourself it's okay for the fact that you'll entertain these people, they'll have a good time at the expense of your self-worth. Self-depreciating jokes not only tell people that you don't respect yourself, but even fuck the people. You can always navigate past them, you can get new friends, but for yourself, you will continue making them because you don't respect yourself. No wonder you can't get shit done. No wonder you can't listen to your own word because you don't respect yourself enough. It shows in the way you talk about yourself. It shows in the way that you're making these kind of jokes. Self-depreciating jokes are it's like cancer. It starts small and it's going to start building up more and more and more. So the more you do it, you'll one day sit and wonder, I don't know why I don't respect myself. And it all started with that one joke you made 3 years ago about the fact that you got rejected by this one single girl, and you made that a huge joke for other people to laugh at. And that's where your self-sabotage started in your brain, and that translated into your life, you working out, you with fitness, now you're fat, you with finances, now you're poor, because you cannot respect yourself enough to take your own word and stick to your own word. Self-depreciating jokes are so bad for you, and yet boys still do it because they want the female attention. They want the quick thing where it's like people laugh at you and they're having a good time, so they'll call you again outside. What they don't fail to realize is that they would call you again outside and call you again to hang out with them if you made it, because they want to be around status. Let me tell you another story. I had friend groups where people didn't give a fuck about me until I got rich and my Instagram account started growing. So this is how shallow people are. It's not to blame them, they want to be around people like that, but all I'm saying is that this doesn't mean shit. Followers don't mean shit, it's just numbers on a screen. Money doesn't mean shit, it's just numbers on a screen until you buy something. It just goes to show how shallow society is, and how you can just flip their whole perception of reality just by this one small thing. And you are trading that shallow perception for your own self-worth by making self-depreciating jokes. You know these class clowns who like make jokes about themselves? They stand up and they say the most funny things. Guess why they get no women? Guess why nobody takes them seriously? Because they themselves do not take them seriously. So no wonder nobody takes them seriously. Have you ever met a guy who's just funny? He's decent looking, he's just funny. He makes self-depreciating jokes. But deep down, when things get serious, he's a very scared little boy. And no woman takes him seriously. He doesn't take himself seriously. He's not achieved anything in his life, but he's just funny. People like to be around him, girls like to be around him, girls like his attention, but nobody ever takes him seriously. That is because he is subconsciously portraying himself as a person that does not respect himself. So the girls do not respect him either. Before you make another self-depreciating joke, think about the fact that your subconscious is picking up. Your subconscious doesn't know jokes from reality. So the more of these kind of jokes you make, the more your mind is going to be like, oh, remember how we made fun of other people and they laughed at us? So how does it matter if we don't wake up at 4:30 when we've told ourselves? Because we don't care. The emotion that they have towards us is humor and comedy, and they look at us as a joke. So why does it matter? Why should I earn their respect? That's what your subconscious is. Which is why, see, most people, the biggest problem is that people trade attention for respect. Most people would rather have attention than respect. When you ask them, they'll say, oh, I want respect. But when you look at their action, all they want is some cheap attention, because respect is much, much harder to earn. It's not easy waking up early, chasing your goals, and like sticking to your word, and like getting the shit done even when you don't want to, keeping your emotions in check, calling out people when they disrespect you. It's not easy to do that shit. But it's pretty easy to make jokes, make fun of others, make everything or your whole reality a joke when people are watching. Most people will trade attention for respect, and they would say otherwise, but it just goes to show how they would just trade their own self-worth, self-respect, because they want some quick attention, they want some pussy, and here they are, they get nothing. Sure, they might have some attention, but where is that attention going? That's another reason why I don't like these kind of I show speed and like all these kind of guys, because they are the people that have set the precedent that it's okay to trade attention for respect. Because keep in mind, they get paid using it. They get paid to make these kind of barking in front of a camera kind of jokes. You don't get paid. Nobody sits and pays you for your jokes if you're a normal guy in a social circle. These people are entertainers. You copying them does not make sense for your personal life, because who is there to pay you? These guys are doing it because they get millions of dollars of brand sponsorships. They act dumb, they behave in a dumb way, but look at their businesses, they're not fucking dumb. You don't get to 15 million followers if you're fucking dumb. Sure, you might have an internet personality. I'm sure if you had someone like I Show Speed on gunpoint and you're like, okay, now act like the real you. This is not to, like, obviously, this is not some terrorism threat, but this is just to give an example. You're like, act like your normal self. You'll find out he's actually not that fucking dumb, because he's an entertainer. He's doing it for his millions of followers. He's doing it so that he can provide for his family. I don't know about his life or anything, but he's doing it so that he can get views, because that's what gives him brand sponsorships for him to earn, so that he can afford his lifestyle. And most of you sitting at home will copy him without realizing what's happening, without realizing the fact that no one's going to pay you. All that's going to happen is you're not going to get anything out of it, out of barking and making your kind of self-depreciating jokes. I don't know why that was so hard to say. While you're trading your self-respect. Most people are so shallow, they just wouldn't do anything for a bit of attention. They say they want respect, but they'll see these people like I Show Speed, Logan Paul, or whoever the fuck these people are, and they would just copy them blindly because they want attention. How many people have you met that talk like Andrew Tate and behave the same way like Andrew Tate, have the same opinions like Andrew Tate does? What they fail to realize is that we don't know what his personal life looks like. You don't know what he is like when the cameras are off. All you know is the entertainer version of him. He couldn't just be himself, a regular guy having a regular life, and get all these views, because he had to be overtly, pushing people on and having extreme views to get here. I'm not saying he's always like that, but yeah, stop copying internet celebrities, stop copying influencers. They're just normal human beings. Do not worship any of them. Trust me, when you meet these people in real life, you'll be like, what a fucking loser. Like, that's how you think. I mean, when you meet them and you talk to them, and you lose respect for them, because what they show in front of a camera is not who they are. So think and come to a decision.